Coming up, UT Admissions is taking its recruiting mission on the road.
And one UT faculty member is reaching out to students beyond the classroom in a unique way.
And Eric Henderson made the road trip down to Dayton. He'll have the highlights of the men's game at Wright State. Your news in 10 minutes starts now.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Philip Levering.
And I'm Matt Jasinski. A UT employee was found shot in his home on Monday afternoon. 60-year-old Robert Porter of Northwood was discovered after fire and rescue crews were called to put out a fire in the front part of his house around 4:30 p.m. Porter had been a carpenter for UT since 1984. Porter was found with a gunshot wound to the head and later died in an emergency vehicle at the scene. Northwood police have arrested a neighbor of Porter's, 20-year-old Sarah Bunch, in connection with the murder. She was taken into custody that afternoon and later confessed to the crime. Bunch was in court on Wednesday where she did not make bail and is due in court on December 18th for a preliminary hearing.
The university police and other UT departments are taking campus safety to the next level. On Wednesday, campus officials met to attempt to prepare the university for a terrorist attack. In the first of several sessions, participants discussed the resources their departments had available to assist in any emergency and the possible ways to respond to an attack. They also examined current safety plans that may not work. The participants included the UT Police, campus organizations such as Residence Life, and also the Medical Center. Numerous off-campus emergency response teams were also present. Each group spent the day discussing a campus-specific manual provided by FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security and how to apply it to an attack. UT Police Chief Jeff Newton sees this as an advantage in responding to a threat.
You don't want to meet people the first time during a real emergency. Right. So this provides like a safe environment to kind of go through an emergency where you can make mistakes, you can look at ways that you can improve on things.
Newton also says that conducting this meeting was an exciting opportunity that sets the UT apart in safety.
And it is good, Phil, that they're trying to keep us safe here at the university.
Well, it certainly is, and we will be right back with sports in 30.
Revitalizing Toledo means helping the people who live here. At the University of Toledo, we give back by providing free counsel in our legal clinic, pharmaceutical and health care for the underserved at the Cordelia Martin Health Center, and addressing local issues in the Urban Affairs Center. These are just a few of the ways we work in the community for the community.
To learn more, visit utmatters.com.
And welcome back to another edition of UT 10 Sports. Let's take a look at the men's basketball team who traveled to Dayton on Monday to take on the Wright State Raiders. The Rockets, they came out in the first half, but they didn't look too impressive. They would miss their first 5 shots of the game. It wasn't until nearly 4 minutes would go by before we would see some good ball movement, which led to this field goal by Justin Anajon, the Rockets' first. Later, it's Justin Amos with the steal. He'll run the court, he'll get the layup and the foul, and he would also finish the game with a team-high 9 points. Later, it's Riley Johnson who would nail the 3 and pull the Rockets within 1. Justin Amos, trying to make something happen, almost loses the ball, but he would find Riley Johnson who would nail another Rocket 3. The Rockets would trail at the half by a score of 16-20. But later in the second half, it's Riley Johnson putting on some defense there. He would go on and get the steal, the fast break, and the slam. The Rockets still down by a score of 20-31, but Amos would cut the lead to 8 with that basket. But the Rockets would still come up short against the Raiders, losing by 15. One thing that played a huge factor was turnovers.
When you turn the ball over 26 times, it's really hard to win. When teams are physical with you and you break off your cuts and you allow them to dictate and impose their will on you, then you're more likely going to lose.
The Lady Rockets were on a road Wednesday to face Temple. They would come up short against the Owls, but Tamika Mays led the Rockets with a team high of 14 points. And let's go back to the football season. Very disappointing, right? A 3-9 overall record. But there were some positives. 4 Rocket football players were named to the All-MAC team. Junior safety Barry Church was chosen for the first team All-MAC for the 3rd consecutive year. Both starting wide receivers, senior Nick Moore and junior Stephen Williams, were named to the 2nd team. And junior running back DeJuan Collins made 3rd team All-MAC. Church and Williams are both planning to build on this recognition.
I would have to say this is probably the biggest accomplishment, being first team All-MAC 3 times straight, because in high school 2 years out of the 4. So this is probably one of the biggest accomplishments I can say I've done.
I mean, it's a good honor. The offensive coordinator and quarterback had a lot of confidence in me to make plays for them, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just looking for next year to just expand my game. I'm trying to get first team. That's motivation right there. So.
And I want to congratulate all those players for making the All-MAC team, and I want to wish them better luck next season.
Yeah, hopefully we can see some of those players in the NFL soon.
Yeah, It was a disappointing season, but like you said, we have some pretty good players. Well, we'll be right back with some news after a quick break.
When I was little, my grandma took me to the Dairy Queen, right? She bought me a banana split. And, you know, I was kind of a little messy when I was little, all right? Then the bee got in the car. My grandma was like, baby, don't swing at the bee, because the bee won't hit you. Don't swing at it. I didn't swing, and guess what happened, Grandma? The bee stung me. I swing at bees because they'll sting you anyway, because they're ruthless and they have no soul.
UT Admissions is taking their guarantee on the road. The UT Guarantee is a new program that admits and offers scholarships and grants to inner-city high school students who have a 3-point GPA or higher. This amounts to a full ride for those students. On a recent trip to Cleveland, UT administrators, recruiters, and former students helped admit over 400 students from the city's Metro School District. Associate Vice President for Enrollment Services, Kevin Kuchera, says the university expects about 120 of those to actually enroll next fall. He stressed the importance of this new program.
This is a chance, a ray of hope for some students who would not necessarily be thinking about it, and these are good students. And so that, to me, is one of the most exciting things.
A trip to Columbus is planned for late January, and other possible destinations are Akron, Cincinnati, Dayton, and, of course, Toledo.
A familiar campus landmark will be undergoing a change. The University of Toledo seal, located in Centennial Mall, will be updated by next fall. 2 student organizations have decided to add the year 2006 to the seal. This marks the year UT merged with MUO. Blue Key and the Student Alumni Association are putting together a fund to accomplish this. Other campus organizations can contribute to this as well. For $100, you can get your organization's name added to the plaque underneath the seal.
And another new program at UT has one faculty member taking up residence in a dormitory. Assistant Professor of Health Education Tavis Glassman has been living on the 3rd floor of McKinnon Hall for about 8 weeks now. Tavis lives there for free in a 2-bedroom suite that includes a kitchen and family room. It's part of the new Faculty in Residence program that was created in 2007 by Director of Residence Life Joe Campbell to promote faculty interaction with UT students. Tavis says so far, the students have been very polite.
And they realize that a professor, they're very respectful, but they realize that this is just an average Joe trying to, I have to eat and shower and exercise just like everybody else.
This is a yearly commitment, and if Tavis chooses to, he can renew the program for up to 2 more years. And that's it for us. This is our last newscast for the fall semester, but before we go, we'd like to recognize several people who will be graduating next week and leaving us.
That's right. Our senior producer, Mariana Joy, and veteran reporter David Davis, as well as Annie Byback on our control room crew, are all graduating.
Well, don't forget yourself. But on behalf of the rest of our staff, we wish the 4 graduates the best of luck, and they will be truly missed.
UT 10 will be back in February, but until then, from all of our staff and crew, have a wonderful holiday and a safe break. And be sure to tune in next semester for your news from the UT campus.